Okay, we are back at Club La Santa. This is our second training camp of the year, so we're trying to get some more serious work done than we were in January.
Give me some directions to get to you, Ain't gonna waste my time. I know that we got connection. I think about you, for you, my love. You drive me crazy, tell me what to do. I'm on my knees, yeah, I am begging you. I'll break the rules if it will get me to, yeah.
Food, I think.
So we've been here for 3 weeks now and we've got 1 week left. I started the camp with the Volcano Olympic distance triathlon and going to be wrapping up the camp with the Ironman 70.3 Lanzarote next weekend. So sort of a race sandwich with a really big block of work in between.
Okay, so we'll do a little lap, a lap around the lagoon, a big lap.
Look at these.
Loads of planes going over. What do you want to do first? The big one?
Yeah, do a big lap.
What is a little lap?
Little lap is
just the normal lap of the lagoon.
Big lap
the big lap, it goes a bit more bumpy.
Okay.
It's not surface nice and smooth.
Yeah.
So
you'll follow us and see it.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see us. It basically just goes closer to the sea rather than the lagoon.
You know when we did that drone shot of us?
Yeah, we basically go past that bit.
Okay.
420 easy running. Thank you.
She'll run away to about a day. Pack a bag, cop a couple tickets, hopping on the plane. Hit a different country with each other, change your last name. Tell me, is you with it? Cause I'm with it. Why don't you feel the same? Down, 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 down. Knew you were different from the start, love.
We nearly made it 7 minutes without him being away. Although I always feel like I need a wee, so we'll see how it goes.
Put that on my mama and them. Way you build me up, you probably add an extra accommodation, destination, running to a flight. We ain't never coming back. I hope you didn't pack light. We should run away to about a day. Pack a bag, cop a couple tickets, hopping on the plane. Hit a different country with each other, change your last name. Tell me, is you with it? Cause I'm with it. Why don't you feel the same? Down, 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 down. It's the shuffle that I want you all on me, loving all on me, touching all on me, f***ing all on me. Girl, be honest, 30,000 feet and we can leave the world behind us. Cause you keep it raw, I'ma hit it with no mama hit you.
Hot, very hot.
You should probably leave your phone, ain't no service where we go. But you can't be iffy, baby, tell me where you at. You can choose the destination, put your finger on the map. We should run away to about a day. Pack a bag, cop a couple tickets, hopping on the plane. Hit a different country with each other, change your last name. Tell me, is you with it? Cause I'm with it. Why don't you feel the same? Down, 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 down.
So as this is the second camp of the year, the objective for myself was slightly different, building on the work that I did in January, which was pretty much just about getting moving again and building up base fitness. This camp was more about doing a little bit more race-specific workouts. I have 2 races either side of the camp, which sort of focused me to work a little bit more on race intensity, dialing in that TT position, and trying to get myself as close to race ready as possible. It's still very early days, being March, and my main races are in May, June, so I'm still building up, but it's nice to have a little bit of focus building through the camp with a test at the end with the 70.3 race coming up.
For me, so I did have quite similar objectives coming into this camp. My main camp in January was again just to build that base fitness, which I did do quite nicely. However, as you all know, I did have quite a lot of travelling and different commitments to do between the first camp and this camp. My intention was to do both the Volcano and the 70.3. However, getting sick at the start of this camp and spending about 3 days in bed kind of made the decision for me that this camp would also be about building my base fitness and just getting to where I need to be before my main season kicks off around May in Ibiza. So for me, I've just been having a great time building up that fitness. I do feel like I'm actually getting somewhere now, which is really nice, and seeing some good numbers in training, but I just want that bit more time to build that up before I put myself on a start line. It'll probably be hot after my swim because it stays hot so long in this. We had hoped to add quite a lot more intensity into this block. However, obviously I got sick, so I've still been doing quite a lot of just base miles, just enjoying being out on my bike. I have been out mostly on my TT bike as well though, just to get more and more comfortable being in the aero bars. Definitely feel an improvement in that already. And if you can feel confident in your aero bars riding in the wind of Lanzarote, then you're pretty much going to be confident anywhere in the world. So I feel really good about that. This week actually, since I've been starting to feel a lot better, I've been able to add some intensity in, doing a little bit across swim, bike and run. Definitely feeling pretty good on the run now, just feeling like it's coming back and I'm able to just run quite easy and at a decent pace, so that's nice to see. Yeah, my plan will just be to keep that going over the next few weeks leading into the upcoming race season.
So one of the key workouts I've been doing is race pace intensity in the TT position. I haven't really ridden my TT bike very much before this camp, and it was a bit of a shock to the system going back in the bars, especially in the Lanzarote wind. But I feel like I've got used to that again now. I'm comfortable in the position. I'm feeling like I'm opting to go into the bars when the wind is blowing rather than sit upright and try and feel a little bit more stable. Also been doing some race pace specific swim sessions. Before I came out to camp, I did a 1500 metre time trial, which I swam 16:48 on. So I know my swim is pretty good at the moment, but that's dialed towards a 1500, and I'm looking at obviously racing 1900 for the half and moving up to 3.8k for the full distance. So I'm just trying to extend the duration at intensity. I'm not racing an Ironman till May, so there's still plenty of time to build that, but I'm just going through the gears now and trying to do some more higher intensity, higher volume swim sessions. I have been building each aspect of swim, bike, run individually. So for example, I started off by doing a big swim block, spent November, December really focusing on my swimming, bringing it up to where I think it needs to be. January was about reintroducing the bike, significantly more miles and hours on the bike, but maintaining the swim. And then finally, the last piece of the puzzle was coming to this camp and reintroducing that running volume, which is always probably the hardest one to introduce because it takes the most toll on the body. And I sometimes find that when I start introducing running or increasing the mileage, my bike and my swimming take a little bit of a step backwards. which is perfectly fine. It's a process that needs to happen. You're adding another stress on the body, but I'm finally feeling like my swimming has now gone back to where it was when I was feeling really good in November, December. My biking is feeling good from where it was in January, and my run mileage is now up to where I think it needs to be to race the full distance. I think if you add everything at once, your body just doesn't handle it very well. You end up breaking down. I think it's going okay. We'll see in a few weeks when the big races come up in May, Ironman Lanzarote. Hopefully everything comes together for that one.
Everything will turn on.
I guess to add on that, triathlon is the ultimate balancing act, but being able to train here just makes it so much easier. So we can swim, bike, run, sleep, eat, repeat every single day, get the recovery that we need. So my focus has just been on doing the little things, really focusing on refueling straight after a workout, taking the time to recover between sessions, and just eating as best I can, which is super easy to do here when Club La Santa just lay on all the food for us. So I feel like we're in the perfect place to just get ready for the upcoming race season. I've been really consistent with a nice strength block in the gym. I feel like that's starting to pay off, and just been consistent across swim, bike and run. I don't think there's anything super magical that I'm seeing, but I'm just seeing the fitness progress week on week now. So yeah, starting to feel really happy with where I'm at. Yeah, smash this out. No rest.
Maria Morena from the West Side Story. She from Spanish Harlem, pa' que sepan el party. Yeah. When I be playa en Mari, toma un flight con botella a Miami. Hey, baila, rumba, negra, bae, maneja, 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 yeah. Baila, rumba, negra, bae, morena, morena, morena. Baila, rumba, negra, bae, maneja, maneja, maneja. Baila, rumba, negra.
So at the moment, both of our training looks very different. Lucy's obviously main focus of the season will be her A race in October, whereas my A race is much sooner than that, probably looking at peaking in June at Challenge Roth, and I'm also doing Ironman Lanzarote as well. So we're at different stages of where we're at. I've been doing slightly more volume, more intensity, but I need to because I'm racing sooner, whereas Lucy has been going for a little bit more of a gradual build-up, and of course has unfortunately had a few setbacks, so has had to reassess the training that she's doing. But everyone gets sick at some point, and it's just part of doing what we do. You're pushing your body to the limit all the time, and inevitably sometimes your immune system's a little bit compromised and you get sick. So it's something we have to deal with, but sometimes it's difficult when we're at different parts of the season. We can't train together because Lucy's obviously doing base training and I'm doing a little bit more intensity. At this camp, I think we've barely trained together at all, to be honest. We've done a little bit of swimming together. So.
Some runs together as well, and a couple of rides actually. When Reece is doing the easy stuff, it kind of ends up being a bit of a harder session for me, but it does work quite well. And also I've just taken the time to tick off loads of my media commitments at the early part of the year, so when I actually get into my race intensive block I haven't got those distractions. So it's nice to have been able to tick them off because they are quite hectic, do take up quite a lot of time and energy around my training, but I feel like we've ticked a lot of that off now, which is good. Brick run of do. Straight into fast as well. Right then. Oh, I haven't got juice in.
So I think when you've got a long camp like what we've done here with being 4 weeks as opposed to 2 weeks, you space out the main bulk of the camp a lot easier than a 2-week camp, which is pretty much just an overload camp. You can go there and do a massive 2 weeks and then rest afterwards when you go home and let that sink in. You can't do that for a 4-week camp because you just end up in a pit. So you need to kind of space out the volume a little bit better. To stay motivated for a 4-week camp, for me it's been really easy because I've had a race at the beginning and a race at the end, and that was the intention of doing a 4-week block here now. And as Lucy mentioned, because everything's laid on with the food and the comfort of not having to do life stuff that you would normally do at home, the recovery is much better. So I'm just focusing on doing a 4-week training block, not necessarily treating it as a massive training camp, and really absorbing all the training that I'm doing.
Yeah, and I think for me actually the nice thing is if I'd only been here on a 2-week camp, I feel like I lost an entire week from being ill, so I probably would have been quite stressed. However, when you do a longer camp, it just takes the pressure off that actually if you have a few days where you don't quite feel yourself, you can afford to take those days off, listen to your body, reset and start again, which is what I've done. We made sure that I felt 100% ready to get back to training before I did. I've been super motivated because I feel like I kind of lost a week anyway, and I was really motivated to get back to work. Everyone at Club La Santa is training hard, following their programme. There's a lot of other pro athletes here doing their thing, or people who are just doing classes, and everyone's upbeat and in a good mood. The weather's been amazing, which it isn't always for us. I feel like it's been a really positive camp, and both of us hopefully have got a good season coming up from just having a great block of work here.
So wrapping up this camp, by the time this video is out, I probably would have raced the Ironman 70.3 Lanzarote. Building all the way through till May, Ironman Lanzarote, that's the main focus. So everything in between then is just part of training and building towards the big, brutal Ironman.
Similar to Reece, looking forward to head home for a little bit of relaxation, continuing the hard work at home, get to be with our dogs, which is obviously the biggest thing we miss when we're away here. Also got a really cool thing planned with Lucy Gossage, so stay tuned for that, as we are going to be auctioning off one of my bikes for her charity. And yeah, my season will start in Ibiza on May the 5th, so yeah, not long to go until the racing really kicks off. Okay, we're going to announce the winners of our previous video, which was the visit to Cube, where they kindly donated us some bundles of socks. To enter, we asked you to suggest what race you would love to see me at next, and we have picked 2 winners for this competition. So the first one goes to Ruby Wiles, who said I should race 70.3 Chattanooga. I will note it down and try and be there at some point in my career. And the second winner is Scott Lingard, who said I should race at 70.3 Staffordshire. I have been there in my career before, love the race, maybe I'll make it this year, who knows. But thank you to both of you. We will get in touch and get those socks sent out to you. As always, stay tuned, as we will have more competitions coming over the course of the year in our videos.
So that's a little roundup of our 4-week training camp in Lanzarote. Thanks very much for watching.
And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos coming very soon.
These boxes of stuff.